Hello Gunners, and welcome back to Arsenal, your go-to source for everything Arsenal. If you're passionate about the Gunners and want all the latest updates on transfers, match news, and behind-the-scenes stories, make sure you hit that subscribe button and become part of our growing community. Now, let's jump straight into the breaking news and transfer moves making headlines in North London. Arsenal transfer news: Gunners in talks over loan deal after Eberechi Eze deadline missed. Arsenal's relentless summer transfer window shows no signs of slowing down, even with the Premier League season underway. With 6 major signings already secured, the Gunners have now landed their biggest coup of the summer in Eberechi Eze, though the England international will have to wait a little longer before pulling on the famous red and white shirt. As Andrea Berta continues to put his stamp on Arsenal in his first transfer window as sporting director, the focus is shifting towards squad balance, managing departures, and ensuring that the Gunners remain competitive across all fronts in what promises to be a grueling campaign. Eze deal confirmed but debut delayed. Eberechi Eze's switch from Crystal Palace to Arsenal represents one of the most dramatic storylines of the summer. Long courted by Tottenham, who had held weeks of talks with Palace, the deal was dramatically hijacked by Arsenal after Kai Havertz picked up a knee injury during the Gunners' 2-0 win over Manchester United. Sporting director Andrea Berta and vice-chairman Tim Lewis acted decisively, agreeing a package worth £60 million plus £7.5 million in add-ons. The agreement was reached swiftly, with Eze omitted from Palace's UEFA Conference League playoff against Fredrikstad on Thursday night as he awaited his Arsenal medical. Despite the speed of negotiations, Arsenal missed Friday's 12 p.m. registration deadline for Eze to be eligible against Leeds United this weekend. As a result, fans will need to wait until next Sunday's blockbuster clash at Anfield to see the 27-year-old in action. Still, the signing sends a powerful message. Not only did Arsenal beat their bitter North London rivals to Eze's signature, but they also added a versatile, creative midfielder capable of unlocking low blocks, a problem that has haunted Mikel Arteta's side in previous title races. Kiwior exit edges closer amid Porto talks. While incomings have dominated the headlines, the reality is that Arsenal's squad is now heavily bloated. One player who looks set to depart is Jakub Kiwior. The Polish defender, signed from Spezia in January 2023 for £20 million, has grown frustrated at his lack of minutes and is pushing for a move to Porto. According to Portuguese outlet O Jogo, Kiwior was left out of the squad entirely against Manchester United, a decision that only fueled his desire to leave. Porto are in informal talks with Arsenal over a loan move with an obligation to buy, a structure that would allow the Portuguese giants to spread the financial burden. Christian Mosquera's arrival from Valencia this summer has pushed Kiwior further down the pecking order, with William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Ben White, and Jurrien Timber also ahead of him. While Arteta values Kiwior's professionalism and versatility, the player's desire for regular football may ultimately force Arsenal's hand. A potential exit would also free up funds and space in the squad, something Berta is determined to achieve before September 1st. Karl-Heinz set for Bundesliga switch. Another player expected to leave is goalkeeper Karl-Heinz. The 22-year-old Estonia international has been highly regarded at Arsenal for years but has struggled for opportunities behind Aaron Ramsdale and David Raya. Werder Bremen have emerged as the front-runners for his signature, with talks progressing quickly. Arsenal are open to a loan, but only if an obligation to buy is included in the deal. Heinz's departure would be part of a wider push to streamline the squad and reduce the wage bill, with the goalkeeper likely to act as Bremen's second-choice option this season. Who's next on the chopping block? Despite the £200 million plus spent on arrivals, Victor Gyökeres, Martin Zubimendi, Noni Madueke, Christian Mosquera, Christian Nurkic, and Kepa Arrizabalaga, Arsenal still have several players whose futures are unresolved. Fabio Vieira, Albert Sambi Lokonga, Reiss Nelson, and Alexander Zinchenko are all still at the club with less than 2 weeks left in the window. Each presents a different challenge. Fabio Vieira, highly talented but inconsistent, Vieira has not yet convinced Arteta he can play a sustained role. Interest from Spain remains, but no formal bid has arrived. Sambi Lokonga, the Belgian midfielder, is surplus to requirements, though Arsenal may struggle to find a permanent buyer given his wages. Reiss Nelson, a long-time Hale End product, Nelson is admired by Fulham but has yet to agree personal terms. Another loan could be on the cards, though Arsenal prefer a permanent deal. Alexander Zinchenko, perhaps the most surprising name, Zinchenko has slipped down the pecking order after struggles with form and fitness. Arsenal would consider a sale if the right offer comes, but there is no active deal in place. Berta's balancing act. Andrea Berta has been lauded for orchestrating a breathtaking series of signings in July, but the true measure of his first window may come down to how he manages these exits. Arsenal's failure in recent years to extract value from outgoings, often sanctioning cut-price loans or free transfers, has been a sore point for fans and board members alike. The signing of Eze shows Arsenal's ambition and financial muscle, but trimming the squad is equally important if the Gunners are to maintain harmony in the dressing room and remain compliant with financial regulations. With the transfer window closing on September 1st, the next 10 days will be crucial. Arsenal's squad rebuild is already one of the most eye-catching in Europe, but the story isn't complete just yet.